What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TWA Motorsports. And today, yes, we are actually putting some headlights, some aftermarket headlights in the Project Dually here. So I really need to come up with like a better name than Project Dually. But look, and somebody made a comment. They're like, why are you calling it Project Dually? It doesn't even have dual wheels. Well, guys, look, that's coming. We're building a dually out of a 3/4 ton truck. That is what's going on. But anyway, guys, you know, on this channel, I've done several headlight videos over the years, and I kind of have a go-to brand, right? I like kind of the factory look. As you can see, like in the GMC back there, the lowers aren't. But look, I had this company, I had Lucas reach out to me from Z Offroad, and I will be linking this product in the description down below, guys. Look, I've read a lot of reviews. I turn down a lot of people that want me to use their LEDs or these headlights or that or whatever. Get a lot of lights on requests. But anyway, after reading some reviews and looking into this product, it looks like it's pretty well made. So I figured we would give it a shot. And so today I'm going to show you not only how to install it, but kind of the setup and how they look. And maybe if the weather cooperates, we'll show some night driving. I would like to show you before and after, but you guys know this isn't really going to be a good representation. Look how fogged over these things are. They look terrible, and they're in dire need of being replaced. So since that is the case, we are going to take these guys out, put these in. I will tell you guys, don't look under the hood. It's really gross. We'll address, we're chipping away a little at a time. You know, in the last video, we put the door on. We got lots to go. But anyway, look, these came really well packaged. They came in, this is the third box, I believe I pulled them out of. So there was a big box that had packing tape. There was another box that these are in. And then this is the last box. I'm hoping there's lights in this. Maybe just a joke, and I'm just gonna open a bunch of lights, but, or a bunch of boxes. But I will tell you guys, look at the instructions. Color instructions, very detailed. Kind of cool. Most products don't come with any instructions. It's just like, hey, put these in. So look at the packing on these. There's obviously something to be said here, guys, for the quality. We're gonna see about fitment. I think these are the factories. We'll just have to see, but let's get started by pulling this out. I don't know, I may end up pulling the grill out. I know you don't have to. Look, I hear a lot of people say, you know, you don't have to pull the grill out. Right, you're right, you don't. Sometimes I do though. So we'll just have to see. I'm gonna go grab the tripod. We're gonna get started. What we're gonna start with here though, tell you what, we can just do that right now. Let's pull this guy out and set it on the battery. Guys, look, should you pull a battery out when you do this? Or I mean, unhook the battery? You don't have to. Let's just lift this guy out of here. You can see we got two plugs here. Let's get those unplugged next. As a matter of fact, let's just turn them and take the bulbs out, because I can do that one-handed. God, these things are dirty and nasty and old. This was a big priority of mine to get, you know, headlights and side markers, all the lighting can make a huge difference. Let's set these turds over to the side. I'm gonna go grab my tripod. We'll bring you in close. I'm gonna probably have to get some more light too. So to get these bottom lights out, like I said, guys, a lot of times I pull the grill out. There's a little clip right here that you push. I'm hoping that I can get it out of there. And we can pull this light out. And look, see, you don't have to take the grill out. I just normally do. All right, then we're gonna turn our lights. Oh my gosh. You see the coatings coming off the orange, the 3157s. Pretty common when they get moisture in them like this has. Doesn't have a lot, but. All right, let's set that one to the side, and let's unwrap what we've got over here. Because we've got, I don't know if we've got the driver or the passenger side up first. Golly, it's such, guys, no other manufacturer, okay, that's the passenger side. No other manufacturer packages stuff like this. They just straight up don't. Crazy. Nice. Have nice plugs on them too. I mean, look, you guys know I generally don't like using aftermarket stuff because it's always cheaply made. This is a surprise. All right, let's get to the driver's side. They are heavy. Here's the other cool thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but look, there's no bulbs, right? We don't have to buy bulbs separately. So let's just put this thing. Look, there's more to it than this, but I just kind of want to see what it looks like. I like to leave this on as long as possible. I'm just peeling it back so we can maybe get it to set in there. I'm gonna pull the grill out. Guys, look, can you get them in there without the grill being out? Absolutely. But are we gonna potentially risk scratching them, like on the sides and ledges where we're trying to get them through around the grill and stuff? Yeah, so let's pull the grill out. Now to pull this out, I've just got my clip removal tools. These generally come in pretty handy. Holy cow, is it making a liar out of me here. There we go. So there's about, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these guys that need to come out. And guys, the newer grills, I believe, just clip in. So we shouldn't have to take anything out as far as the any bolts or anything. I don't believe, if I remember correctly. You guys also remember that my black step side had some cheap versions of these with that kind of, I think it kind of looks like an Audi with that outer halo ring. Guys, they were the cheapest junk I've ever seen. This is a completely different setup. So anyway, quality is definitely, there's some cheap ones out there. Don't be fooled by other options. Like I said, I'll list these in the description. And they did sponsor this video, but guys, I also tell these places that, look, if a product isn't worthy, I'm not gonna post a video, right? So I'm not gonna tell you guys to go buy something if it's not well made. I mean, you guys have seen the stuff that I've used in the past. It's all stuff that's on my personal vehicles. I'm not just putting it on because somebody's paying me to, and they're not paying me anything to do this. They did cut me a deal on these lights. So I'm not selling out to some person that's just giving me free merchandise, all right? I let them know that up front. Like, if it's not good, I'll tell the pitfalls, or I won't post the video and I can send you your product back. It's totally up to you. I like working with companies like that. All right, I'm not gonna make you guys watch me struggle through the rest of these. Let me get this piece off. Once that's complete, this guy lifts out of the way. And then, like I said, this grill, guys, is just clipped into place. So there's clips on the outside. There's 4 clips on the corners. And so I like to just pull instead of like trying to force these things out. Just be careful. Get a good grip on the grill. And then we're kind of pushing it off the bracket, if that makes sense. Same way in the corner. There we go. 6 clips total to get this guy out of the way. May do a little cleaning on that, I don't know. We'll just see how this goes. All right, so before we go on to the headlight, let's get over here and get this guy out. Take that same thing. Let's take the bulbs out all at once. Get rid of our nasty headlight. I guarantee this orange one's all peeled. Yep, it's got a ton of moisture in it. just poured out of it. Okay, so what? 5 minutes to take the entire front of this thing off, as far as the grille's concerned. All right, let's move on to our next step. I think I want to go ahead. We know that our inners are our brights, which are what, 9005s, 9006s are the outers. Let's pull those guys off, and you can just set them up here out of the way for now. It's fine. May have to grab a pick. There we go. Get those out. Same thing down here. Ooh. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna grab a pair of needle nose pliers because those guys are seized up. This is pretty common. Like to pull, look at that, how burned that is. I don't even know if that's the daytime rain light, probably didn't even work. This one actually looks a little newer. And then our 194, they just pull right out. We're trashing those. Now, what if I told you guys that these lights require 0 splicing? I mean, none. There is a connection that goes into your signals. Okay, so you've got your turn signal, you've got your daytime running light, so that's the middle one, the one we unplugged, right? And I guess technically it's a little bit different, so they're all coming out of the same cavity. And then this is the 194, or the your plug here on the corner, that guy. All right, and then this loops up to the headlight. No splicing, right? So you don't have to splice anything. That's crazy, because every one that I've ever taken off, and you guys have seen me take a lot off on these trucks, they require being spliced. It's just the dumbest thing ever. Kudos for them making a product that doesn't have to have 100 splices in it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this guy in, but then I'm gonna loop. I don't know, it may make a little more sense to just leave it setting here for now and grab the headlight and loop. The one on the headlight seems to be a little longer. Looping it down as opposed to looping the other up, if that makes sense. So see what I'm talking about? This kind of twist connection, we'll loop it down and plug it into the light. If I can find a spot where I get it through here. Oh, there's a spot right there. And so, same situation here. I've got that loop down to the bottom, but when I say same situation, we're just plugging in. That's it, right? So we've got high beams right here, low beam right here, and we're gonna set it right back in the way the old one came out. Gotta tuck the wire down in there a little bit. Look at that. Golly, the fitment's on par too. Generally, most of the aftermarket stuff you get doesn't fit real great. I'm gonna loosely fit this in. We can always take it out if it's in the way, but snap that in. And then we've got to hook up. Sorry, my lighting's not the greatest down here. This guy, remember, for our daytime running lights. And here's the connection for it. And look, like I said, it only plugs in one way. Let's see if I can get it right here. There we go. And then it has a screw connection. Look at that. So you don't have to worry about water getting in it. It's got a seal on it. Crazy. I'm so used to seeing cheap lights, guys. I've installed so many headlights over the years, and I've taken a lot of headlights out, and I've seen some really cheap junk, and this doesn't seem to fit that category. So we got a lot of wires to tuck in there that we didn't have before. Let's see if we can get this clip in, and then this one. Check that out. All right, let's go repeat the same process on the other side before we test them. Same situation here. Pull all our bulbs out. These came out a little easier than the other side. And I'm throwing all these in the trash. They aren't worth it. We'll start with a headlight. Loop our little connection through. What we need. Here's that. Plug in our high beams, our low beams. Get that one in place first. You don't necessarily have to do it this way. It just seems the easiest to me. Make sure that those bottom pieces are in the clips that hold them. Come on. Probably could put a little grease on these. Holy cow. There we go. Now let's grab our marker light. Put it in place. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to hook up, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll hook up the 194 first. And we'll hook this guy up. This is the hardest one to hook up because it has like a keyway on one side. So it's kind of hard to see it. There we go. You gotta have some light. So there's that. This one is the, and they mark them all for you. This one's the daytime running light, which is the closest one to the middle. And then we have our turn signal. Like I said, they're all marked in bright yellow tape. And there you have it. I don't know if it gets much easier than that, guys. I was expecting when I got them, because I haven't seen the instructions, I was expecting fully to have to splice into something to grab signal from like our daytime running light or to get these outer LEDs to work. So I'm gonna peel these back just a little bit. I really don't want to take them off yet, but I want to show you guys the light. I'll wait until I get the grill back into, like I said, a lot of times you're scraping the grill. Now, while they send great instructions, guys, I don't know that it gets any simpler than this. Let's give it a test. We'll start with just turning the park lights on. What do we got? Is it working? Okay, we got park lights. This outer light is not working. You guys see that? So, what does that mean? Well, it generally means that because these are polaritive sensitive, sometimes you just gotta plug it in the other way. I actually think, oh, I can reach it without taking this all back apart. And it could also mean that this plug's bad. Oh man. Because that, I don't know if that light works before, guys. bet you money that plug's bad. Let's try a turn signal or the flashers. All right, flashers are working. Here's what I noticed, they're a little dimmer on this side. You guys notice that? I'm gonna make sure that all my connections are good. There was a lot of water in this side. Use the daytime running light. I can't find the other one. Probably be easier to pull this thing out. Here's what I've noticed though, this plug on this 194 over here keeps falling out because I think it's absolutely wrecked. There we go. So it's just a plug issue. However, I am gonna have to bend the prong back on that. So we got that and that. So we know our turn signals work. We'll put the key in and try them individually. Woo! All right, we got headlights. Oh, you see this top one here? We don't have a headlight on this side. So, they are polarity sensitive. You can see why I didn't put the Grille back in before we tested this, guys. We gotta have, swap this one around. There's actually plugs on both sides. So you can plug it in backwards. There we go. But the outer's not working. I wonder if that means, I wonder if that's hooked through the bright lights. No, when the bright lights come on, the little outline goes out. Okay, so let's make sure that this is plugged in all the way. Oh, okay. The plug's over a little ways. Let me go grab a pair of a flat blade screwdriver and we'll fix that. Our ring was not lit, and the reason for that is because the daytime running light was switched the wrong direction. So the bottom one was lighting up, but the top one was not. So that was what the problem was there. So look, there is some polarity specific areas that you have to mess with, but guys, look, that looks pretty sick. We'll look at it at night. Actually, we'll turn the lights off here. Let's just do that now. Woo! Those suckers are bright. And now look, what should happen is I believe that your outline, okay, I think that'll go off when you turn the turn signals. Oh, no, it doesn't. So legally, if you'll notice, like on like GM cars, for instance, since that's the majority of what I own, they put switchbacks there. So I have to go to another color. The other thing you'll notice is I don't have hyper flash going on. And the reason why I don't have hyper flash is because I don't have LEDs in the back. So guys, if you're running LEDs in the front and the back, then you're gonna have a hyper flash relay. Let's go to bright. Oh, okay, so our bright back here is switched. High beam. I'll just do this in the dark. Switch it around. There we go. So now our high beams are working. So as I said, you know, they are polarity sensitive, but you know, most LEDs are. When the brights come on though, you notice that the outline goes off. And then when back to dimmed, nice. I dig it. So as you can see, we've got the grill back in place. I cleaned it up a little bit, but guys, we're to the adjustment point. And look, the instructions have a good way of doing it, but it's a little bit different than my method of doing these in the past. So normally what you want is a nice flat surface like your garage door. Everybody's got one of those. And there's normally a little crosshair right in the middle of your low beam. And so what you would do is you would measure from your crosshair to the ground, okay? And then you would transfer that 4 inches lower to your garage door, all right? Once you do that, you're gonna back up about 25 feet and you're wanting to aim exactly on that line. So 4 inches down from whatever the middle is. Now this does not have the crosshair and it's saying to do it a little bit differently. You can read the instructions here. It's a pretty in-depth process with pulling up straight, marking it, backing up. Now, the downside is the Silverados like these only have an up and down adjustment. They do not have a side to side. So there's no right or left. And I'm gonna pop the hood and show you where that adjustment is. But I'm not going to adjust mine right now. And the main reason being is we're gonna be altering the suspension on this and I will aim them later. And actually guys, they're in pretty good shape right now, to be honest with you, for what they are. But you have an adjustment right here. You see that guy right there? That is your adjustment up and down on either side. You do not have a side to side. They just did not offer that as an option. So if you have issues with it side to side, you may have something bent internally on this piece that holds this. But these look really good right here where they're at. So I'm not gonna mess with them. Like I said, I'm gonna be altering the suspension. You can also see how it looks like the left one is just a hair lower than the right. That's exactly how you want it. When you're meeting oncoming traffic, that'll keep you from getting bright lighted, if that makes sense. But I am gonna take you guys out when it gets a little bit darker and show you this at night. And then I'm gonna try to get behind the wheel, even though, guys, look, we got some lights on in the dash right now. I'm gonna take you guys out and kind of show you what it looks like maybe going down the road. If we can get it a little bit darker, like I said, it's still a little bit too light to do that. But I am super impressed with the light output. I think it'll grow on me. I'm not much of the Euro look on these, but I actually think these look pretty clean. And like I said, guys, you're saving the money on not having to buy the bulbs and the housing. We're just buying the housings only. Really well made. I can't say enough about them. I think I thought when I got them out of the box that they wouldn't be quite as nice as these. Like I said, the ones that I've taken out before that I've not used were like you had to use a wiring clip to splice into the other wires. I like the fact that this is all truly plug and play. And like I said, really well made. I wouldn't put this video out if it were not the case. So let's cut to a little bit darker outside and see what we're dealing with. We're out here in the dark getting ready to take a drive, but I wanted to show you guys the setup when it's fairly dark outside. Definitely good looking, but let's turn the hazards on so we can get both the blinkers going at once. That's what we're dealing with. Definitely bright, right? Let's get in the truck, take it down the road. Hopefully I can find a dark spot here. I will tell you guys, the light output on this thing is absolutely incredible. You know, the housings, the stock housings were never meant to house LED bulb, right? So they were just meant to have a halogen. So they're really not built to project light like they're supposed to. So this is a big upgrade. Now this is just on dim right now. So let's go to bright. Look how much throw this thing has, how far down the road. incredible difference. I would say we're gonna wrap this video up, guys. I truly want to thank Z Off-Road for sponsoring these lights and allowing me to do the install video and making a quality product. You know, I told you guys earlier in the video, I'm not one of those guys that's going to tell you to buy something if it's not legit. I tell these vendors this when they reach out to me. That's why I decline a majority of them. And I didn't know. I've never used Z Off-Road for anything, guys. So I wanted to get the housings in my hand, actually look at them, install them, and tell you what I thought. And these are my honest, this is my honest feedback. I really like them. When I got them out of the box, the housing is really well made. The fact that I'm not using splices like these cheaper other ones to splice into stuff, I love that. And the housing is better made than the factory housing. It's that thick of plastic. I mean, they are heavy, guys. So I think it's worth it. And so time will tell. You know, I will let you guys know how they, you know, if any issues, I have any issues down the road. But like I tell these vendors, look, if it's not good, I'm not going to either post a video and I'll send you your product back, but I'm not going to tell people to buy something that's not good. But I truly think that these are a quality product, and I'm not being paid to say that. They're not giving me any money to tell you guys to go buy these. It's just my genuine opinion that they are a good light. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the install video. I'm sorry I didn't show you more of the aiming, but like I said, we're gonna be dropping this truck, and you guys know how these Chevys have a little bit of a lean. I'm gonna try to adjust that out of them. So instead of aiming them twice, because I do that on my top garage door, but my wife is generally in and out a bunch, so it just makes it easier to do it once. We'll do that after we drop this thing. The process, though, I kind of explained. Hopefully you guys understand that, you know, these came out of the box pretty level. So other than the driver's side, like we talked about, but yeah, you probably should double check the aim on them. If you're getting a bunch of people bright lighting you, chances are you got them a little too high. But if you guys did enjoy this install video and you like these new lights, go down and hit that thumbs up button. Like I said, I will be listing all this stuff in the description down below, so you can go check them out for yourself. Also, guys, hit the subscribe button. Helps the channel out. Ring that bell notification that notifies you every single time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.